watching True School Sports. Take care. Get that.
My flow, my show brought me the dough. That bought me all my fancy things. My crib, my cars, my clothes, my jewels. Look, homie, I done came up and I ain't changing. You should love it way more than you hate it. Oh, you mad? I thought that you'd be happy I made it.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT. I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I'm still aimlessly walking the streets of Hollywood right now. Kind of dark where I'm at, so gotta make sure I get into lit areas. But last video I'm gonna make while I'm on this little walk, we're gonna talk about Maurice Hooker versus Jose Ramirez, because that's a fight that has been made at 140, and it's very good news for the division, as you know, all the champions will be fighting each other. So if the winners of Josh Taylor versus Regis Prograis and Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez fight in their fights after this, we will have another undisputed champion at 140, which I think is amazing news for boxing fans. So hopefully that happens as things progress in the future. But as for this fight itself, Hooker versus Ramirez is a fantastic matchup. You know, these two right here, you know, I don't want to disrespect these guys, because I think both Maurice Hooker and Jose Ramirez have both proven to be quality fighters in their, you know, journeys in the professionals, you know. But I would definitely, to me, I look at this fight as the matchup of the other guys, you know, the two lesser champions in the division. I truly believe to the core of my bones that the two best 140 pounders are fighting in the World Boxing Super Series final between Josh Taylor. Not because they're in a tournament, just because, as objectively speaking, I think from a skill standpoint, I would grade Prograis and Josh Taylor higher than both Hooker and Ramirez. That's just my humble opinion. You can disagree with me, that's fine. You know, it's boxing talk, so you have the right to disagree with me, and you can objectively state why you disagree with me down below. But stylistically, this fight is going to be really good, because when we talk about Jose Ramirez, let's start with him. Jose Ramirez, as an amateur, has a fantastic, you know, amateur exploits. It was Olympian. You know, Jose Ramirez, you know, the way his style is, he's very much a come forward pressure fighter, but he has boxing skills to mix in with his come forward pressure fighting abilities. We saw that in the Amir Imam fight, when he fought a guy in Amir Imam who in his own right is a very skilled fighter, and in his own right, you know, at his best is capable of beating a lot of 140 pounders out there. You know, he's kind of the forgotten man, because he lost to Granados, he lost to Ramirez, but still a fantastic fighter of quality. They fought for the title, and you know, we saw Ramirez, we saw him in that fight being able to set up his left hook, jab his way on the inside, get exceptional lead foot dominance on a guy like Amir Imam, which is not easy, because Amir Imam does have a solid jab. I wouldn't say he has a A-level jab, but he's got a solid B-level jab, and he's long and he's athletic, and he's one of those fighters that if you're not careful in the first 3 to 4 rounds, he can hurt you and get you out of there. And you know, I thought the way he handled Amir Imam in the early rounds, it just really enhanced my perception of Ramirez. And then when we talk about Maurice Hooker, you know, this is a guy at one point who I felt was a trash fighter, I'll be honest with you. When I saw him fight on the Ward Kovalev undercard, when he fought Darlius Perez, I thought he got a gift in that fight. He got outboxed. He didn't know how to use his height, but he has improved since then. He has learned how to use his exceptionally long arms at the weight. He's fighting in a way where he learned how to use his left hook. He's learned how to use his right hand. He got knocked down in the Alex Aceto fight, got up and stopped him, so he's shown toughness, he's shown grit. And he's maybe had to put some respect on his name. So this is a good fight. We're talking about a pressure fighter with boxing skills, and Ramirez fighting a fighter in Hooker who likes to box on the outside. So these matchups are always fun. It is a unification fight. It will be in Dallas, Texas, which is where Maurice Hooker is fun. You know, fair play to Maurice Hooker. You know, this is a fighter in Maurice Hooker who has his whole title reign, like his entire title reign, he had to fight Terry Flanagan to win the belt. I think he holds the WBO belt, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that, WBO belt. He had to beat Terry Flanagan in England to win the belt. I'm surprised they gave him the decision, but I thought it was a fair decision. Then he had to fight Alex Aceto, who, you know, was being built up by Top Rank in Oklahoma City. top-ranked, overpaid Maurice Hooker to come to Oklahoma City. So he had to come to Alex Acedo's hometown, get up off the canvas and stop him. So he's shown a lot of heart, and you know, it's good. It's good for him that he's getting a fight in Dallas, Texas, because he deserves it. He's earned a hometown fight. And you know, for Ramirez, it's funny because with Ramirez, he's been getting nothing but hometown fights his whole career. So he's got to finally go on the road, and that should be an interesting dynamic that he's not fighting in the Fresno. I know he won the belt against Imam on neutral site, but you know, he hasn't had to go outside of his hometown since the Imam fight. So should be a good one. Who do I think will win the fight? That's a good question. Now I haven't really sat down and got into the tape of either one of them, but if I had to go with my gut feeling, I'm gonna go Jose Ramirez beating Maurice Hooker. Not because I think Hooker's a bad fighter. I think Hooker has really made some significant improvements, and he'll definitely be a live dog in this fight. You can't count him out in this fight. But Ramirez, I think his pressure fighting is too intelligent for Hooker. I think he's got quality tests in the professionals, like as far as his last couple of fights. You know, he fought Amir Imam, like I mentioned earlier. He fought Mike Reed before that. He fought Zapata, who was a solid inside fighter. But I think the Imam fight, to be honest with you, I think the Amir Imam fight and the experience he got in that fight is going to serve him really well against Maurice Hooker, because Imam is kind of in that Maurice Hooker build. You know, he's a big fighter for the weight class, long reach, explosive. You know, I would even say he's probably a more explosive puncher than Maurice Hooker. So I think he's seen this style before. He's beaten this style before. And the key punch for him in this fight will be the left hook. You know, Hooker is someone that does have a habit of overshooting his jab. So if he overshoots the jab, I could see Jose Ramirez slipping to his left and coming back with the left hook and really doing some damage to Maurice Hooker. So if I had a prediction, or just a prediction to spew out the top of my head, I would go with a Jose Ramirez 9th round stoppage over Maurice Hooker. You know, he's someone who keeps coming forward. He gets better as the rounds go on, and he's just a better fighter all the way around the board, in my opinion. That's not to take anything away from Maurice Hooker, because he has improved, but let's have it right. Maurice Hooker is the weakest champion at 140 right now. Not to say he's trash, because he's beating good fighters and he's earned respect, but we can still be objective and say that we don't think he's the best of the bunch. So it's a good fight. Side note, this is a fight where you have Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum working together again. So that's kind of good news, because for heavyweight fans, you know, we want to see that Tyson Fury Anthony Joshua fight one day, or Tyson Fury versus Dillian White, you know. So the fact that these two have shown at 140 at least, you know, because Maurice Hooker fought Saucedo, that was top ranked versus, you know, Matchroom, and then now it's Hooker versus Ramirez, it's top ranked versus Matchroom, and more importantly, Bob Arum is putting his top guy at 140 versus Eddie Hearn's top guy at 140. So they're showing the abilities to do this, and all we can do as boxing fans is be optimistic, point these things out, and hope that this translates into the heavyweight division. But overall, really good fight. I would say right now that in boxing, it's probably the fight of all the scheduled fights. It's probably the one it's the third most exciting matchup to me. I think Prograis and Taylor is the best matchup. After that, Pacquiao Thurman, and then this one I'll put at third. But should be a good one. You know, I'm a fan of both Jose Ramirez and Maurice Hooker. I like watching them both fight. I've enjoyed both of their title runs so far. And I think it's great that, you know, as boxing fans, we're moving very close to another undisputed champion at 140. And I think whoever comes out of this, you know, couple of fights as the guy at 140, you know, will definitely be on that pound for pound list. I'm going to go out on a limb before it happens and just say that it will be Josh Taylor. I've always rated him, and I think Scotland's very own Josh Taylor will do my last name proud and show that he's the best of the bunch at 140. But even if he doesn't, because I think Prograis is capable of beating him, I think whoever wins the Ramirez Hooker fight is capable of beating him. I just can't wait to see how it plays out. I'm a boxing fan, like you're a boxing fan, and I just want to see great fights. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below about Hooker versus Jose Ramirez in Dallas, Texas. Unification fight, WBC and WBO titles will in fact be on the line. So you let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure you smash that like button like it was your ex-girlfriend. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Dale, le mando un saludo a todos los fans. Bendiciones, cuídense.